Hello guys and welcome back. So we are back here again with another OpenTTD video. As you can see, we have expanded pretty nicely. We haven't grown much in since the last, since the last video anyways. We really didn't up anything drastically. We didn't add any new cities or anything like that. We've been just working on slowly upgrading all of my buses to the next bus, the next big, better bus. So I'm going to try to continue down that path. I think actually we might just tell it to upgrade all of our buses. At this point, I don't see really a big deal to it, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So we've got, wow, we have 82 buses already. We're halfway there. We're halfway done. Look at that. So we're going to tell all of our buses to go ahead and upgrade to that. So start replacing 83 of them. And then all of these buses, we're going to go ahead and replace to the Model A, just because. So that's going to get very expensive very quickly. But like I said, we'll go ahead and let that run. Okay, so as you can kind of see here, we have about 30 buses left that need to be renewed to the next type. All of my older buses, except for 19, of course, have been upgraded to that. So 19 is my oldest bus at this point, and then it's not for a while again then that we get into the next set. And these are only a couple of years. Well, a couple of years, I mean, they're still in 13 years old. But anyways, as you can kind of see here, we do have, like I said, about 30 buses that need to be upgraded. We've made 600,000 this year, spending huge amounts of money on upgrading buses as much as we possibly could. Um, and now we're into the last few buses that need to be upgraded. Um, so some of these buses here, part of the reason that they haven't been upgraded is they went to a depot and I just didn't have the money in the bank account. Now these 4 buses are being stubborn and aren't going to depots now that I've got plenty of money for all of them to upgrade. I'm not too concerned about which buses are need to be upgraded and which buses don't. But either way, we can come here and kind of see that all these things are starting to make a little bit of money again now. And actually, as you can kind of see down here, this is another city that I grabbed a hold of that was already kind of high, and it's grown. Treyworth was, I think, I want to say when we started this at 300 population. It's now up to 3,000 population. They're able to output 400 something people a day. Unfortunately, this station here is now dropping in passengers drastically because I told it to pick up full, um, and there's just so many buses on the line. But the good thing is that these buses from these other stations are coming in relatively quickly. And just like that, we're at the end of yet another year. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. Obviously, our profit again through the roof. We are almost making $1 million a year now. So that will be an ultimate goal. And I haven't even increased I've increased our fleet a little bit, but the important thing is, like I said, I've upgraded the size of all of our buses, the speed of all of our buses, and the reliability. I am going to, I think, probably set up a thing to where we upgrade the buses every, I don't know, 10 years or so. So basically, like every 10 years, they're going to renew themselves. So we'll sell our bus and then buy a new one, or something like that. I'm just not sure where else to go right now. I could add a couple more cities in to our MITs here. I just don't know that it's necessarily worth it. Okay, wasn't quite expecting this, but we just got offered a huge bus that I'm not too sure we can turn down. Uh, 80 passengers on this one bus. It moves a little bit slower, but 80 passengers. I think this is one of those ones that we're going to want to put on our big lines yet again. Just the big lines. Now, those other buses, some of them are 4 or 5 years old at this point, which might be hard to believe, but they really are. So, we're going to go ahead and go down that route actually. Um, oh, wow, there's even another bus. Okay, interesting. So again, there's no reason to not upgrade all of my buses to that one at the very least. It's got more passengers by a little bit, and its max speed is a little bit better. Uh, yeah, we'll take exclusive contracts on both of those. Okay, so we got offered those new vehicles. I went ahead and upgraded a bunch of vehicles over to them already. If we take a look at the list here, we're not done upgrading yet. We actually have quite a bit more to upgrade out of the ones that I chose and told to upgrade a while because they cost so much more, and I really didn't have a whole lot of money saved up in the bank. So it is closing in now, and you can see already I've spent a lot of money on construction because I was trying to start upgrading more and add more stuff to it now that I just finished upgrading all of my buses. Unfortunately, now I'm going to have to upgrade all my buses yet again. So that seemed like kind of a waste of money, but it did literally double my profit. Um, and also, a lot of my vehicles were getting too old at this point now that they were really starting to cost me money. So it's a good thing that we got a bunch more buses. So I'm hoping we'll get some more buses at the end of this decade. So that way I'm not over swamped with that. I kept saying that I was gonna try to maybe start up on some boats and stuff like that, but I'm realizing that I don't necessarily need to. In order to continue to stay profitable and keep on reaching outwards, I can keep doing this. It's just a slow process, and realistically, to gain one city just takes so much time to add it back into my network. Um, but for the most part, literally everybody comes and just transfers to here. And at this point, we're up to almost 12,000 on this city, but like all of these are basically empty now. Um, oh, except for this one. I just added that one not too long ago. All of those are basically empty now, and this is actually starting to reduce in passengers. I think this has been empty for a while now. Same thing with this one. That one's not been doing too good. And then Akadon here, now that I've finally figured out something, I don't know what the issue was. I think there was a lot of people just getting, yeah, there's still a lot of people getting saved up there. I think this bus line is up to like 20 something buses as well. Um, I guess not. Uh, it would be, it's up to 14. So that one's one that we're probably going to want to add some more to. Um, just because it's so far backed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that actually right now, real quick, while we continue to talk. Oh, that's right. I'm poor on money. Silly me. But yeah, so we're a little light on money. If I wanted to, I could take out $900,000 loan. And if we did that, we would get all of our stuff upgraded almost immediately. But I do want to get more people on this Akadon bus line here because it is just so full. Where are you going? Are you doing? You are. Okay, so I want to clone you. So we're going to click this and we're going to click that. And I know I don't have a whole lot of money. Damn. But I want to get a couple more of those buses out there on that path. So that way that one's starting to reduce that number down a little bit. There we go. There's a good chunk of money that just came in. And like I said, I know it's slowing down my upgrading process, but I am trying to get to 200 vehicles and still be upgrading. I gotta figure out something with this city here though at this point because all those stations are basically always empty, and this places starting to drop in passengers like crazy. So we will have to figure something out about that because the efficiency that these bus routes are now up to, even this city here can't handle. So I'll probably have to throw in a few more bus stops in this city in total. So we'll probably get one way out here and one out here. Okay, so if we go ahead and take a look at our profits for this year, unfortunately, there's some bus lines that are definitely costing me money. So unfortunately, with our big spending, we didn't even go up this year. Price line wise, we bought a shit ton of new vehicles. I think we are just shy of 200. We're in the 90s, that's for sure. 191. I don't. Oh, I do. I could buy a couple more vehicles, but I won't be able to get to 200 vehicles before the end of this year. Either way, though, in what a 20-year time frame, roughly, a little more than 20 years, we are now a multi-million-dollar company, making 700,000 a year easily. Right, we are $2.4 million. Or $2.7 million is roughly what our company is worth. You can't get too much better than that. The population of this city is up to 13,000. The town is growing every 5 days now, which is amazing because that's exactly what we need. We need this town to grow fast, so that way that transportation center right here keeps staying up on top because it is going down and it's going down quick, unfortunately. And it's mostly because these buses here coming in with 80 passengers, or taking 80 passengers, and it's just taking 80 passengers and dropping off them here and over here. Now, these two cities, again, those guys are struggling because they are not meant to be having that big of things. And actually, speaking of that, we only have 5 buses on this line, but we've got so many people. I gotta start upgrading these buses to this here, because getting these 3,000 people over to here is major. That's a lot of profit just sitting there waiting to be made. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, vehicle number 200. It still did take us about another year to actually get those last like 9 vehicles. Um, Yikes. Okay, that's interesting to see now. Now that looking at this, we've gone down almost 100,000 from 1931. Interesting. Well, anyways, we're still pretty profitable. We're pushing out a crap ton of money trying to get these buses upgraded. Um, at some point, though, I mean, I don't really know what else to say here. I mean, you could just see the size of these cities that are growing. Like even these small ones that really shouldn't be much of anything, we've got them up. Of course, 700 people there. This one, like I said, started out at 200. We're at 500 with that. That started out at like 300. We're up to 5,000 almost with that. That started out at 900, and it's not even a city. All of these things here, and then these cities are growing pretty nicely as well. We're getting lots and lots of passengers moving around, and I mean, I'm spending crap tons of money on nonsense. Realistically, like there was no reason to build this bridge, none. No reason to build that bridge. I could have gone around. This long ass path here is ridiculously long, honestly. And now that I'm kind of thinking about that, that should be something we should look at. We should look at upgrading all this stuff over here. It's just I've got 20 different areas that I should focus on, and I'm bouncing around too much, and the areas that I'm losing money in, it's not that bad. Realistically, we'll quick take a look through this area here. So like that city, we're making money, making money, making money, 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 money. Wow, getting $69,000 just from the inner city transportation is ridiculous. Like that's not something you should be doing. I mean, it is a 13 or 14,000 person city at this point, but like $69,000 is a lot to make from that, and we're not even trying. These ones all doing pretty good. Tronlo is clearly my best, just because it's so much further than everything else. Making money, money. Okay, so we got a new bus design that came through. Its speed is about the same as most of our other buses, and its passenger capacity is way lower, so we're going to go ahead and pass on that. And then I don't know, I saw that this thing, I could build an airport. I don't think there's any planes yet, so I figured I'd just come down to a city way out here in the middle of nowhere and click, and oh, there is 1928. Interesting. I don't know when this started, but um, that's cool. Just to kind of give you guys, actually, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna do this just because I can. I'm gonna show you guys just how simple this whole airplane nonsense it really is. So you just find a city that's decent, like that's a decent placement, and then we'll buy. Oh, we can't. Um, Okay, that is the one of the one issues with airplanes is they're super expensive. But you know what? We're gonna go in here and we're gonna borrow a couple $100,000. Uh, oops, oops. Come on now. Let me click on my airport there, and we're gonna buy one, maybe two. We'll try to buy two. Um, and we're just gonna tell them to go here and then go to here, and then just go. Start flying, my dude. So that plane's gonna take off. It's gonna come, pretend to load up there. I don't know why it just does that to set the balance of it or something. And then it leaves, and then it flies over there, and there you have it. That's all there is to it for the planes. They're super reliable. They have a high initial cost to buy them, and they are super expensive to maintain each year. But they move so fast, and they can carry a decent bit of people. Like this one's carrying 25 and 4 bags of mail. That's actually decent. Um, and that's not even like one of the best planes. So as soon as we get enough money, we're gonna buy two of those, and you just have two of those flying back and forth the entire time. And I promise you, you'll just see how much money you can make off of just two planes. These two planes will probably pay for themselves in just a couple of years, basically. And it's not even me making this super efficient. And look at this, I just got offered another plane here. We're going to turn this one down because I don't want that exclusive contract for a couple of different reasons, but main one being that, and at this point right now, all I've done is I've burnt what $150,000 so far just to get this one plane up and running. Um, and I still can't even get a second plane yet. This is ridiculous. My cars are not making me much money. Okay, so unfortunately, I made a little bit of a boo-boo over here, and my main hub right here ran out of passengers, um, which was quite astonishing, actually. It completely drained down to zero, uh, but that allowed these other couple of stations that it touches, basically that touch it, anyways, to go up a lot in passengers. So this year we barely broke even, and that's actually pretty sad. We only made about $500,000. Um, so that was a bit of a scary situation, and that's partially because we have like 50 buses basically come in here and take out passengers, and each of those buses are now taking 80 people a stop. Um, so I've got a bunch of different things feeding into it, but just nothing quite. Nothing can handle that much. This city just doesn't have that many people um, to handle that. But either way, so we kind of started to lose money, and I was like, what the hell? I was messing around with the airplanes. Airplane made about 9 grand. Again, not even set up super efficiently or anything like that, and there's only one of them. I am going to go ahead and add a second one as soon as I remember where the hell I put the airplanes. I'm going to add a second one in here. Because if you look at both of these stations, they're well over 100 people. So now that we're at the end of the year here, we'll go ahead and take a quick look. So just off of two planes, set up in a okay-ish pattern. If I would have set them up a little bit further apart, or I would have put that one airport in a bigger city, they'd probably be making a little bit more money. But again, $40,000 roughly for two planes. Like I said, in just a couple of years, they're going to pay themselves off. My vehicles went way back up again. Thankfully, that I kind of fixed that. Unfortunately, until I can figure out a way to get my head more population in there or something along those lines, I think that one we're pretty much tapped out on. That's kind of the maximum that that's going to be able to get us for a little bit. I might actually buy a there it is, a large advertising campaign. So we're going to go ahead and do that, but we want to pause real quick. Okay, so you can kind of see over the last couple of years, our running cost for our road vehicles has gone up a little bit. Not much, again, because we really didn't buy a whole lot new stuff. Um, but overall, our income from our road vehicles is going way up. I'd like to get that to 1 million, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Every 4 days now, this city is growing, growing, growing. So hopefully that continues to happen because every month we're able to transport out about 2,000 people. And it's saying that we're only transporting out about 900, but I can't imagine that that's real. There's no way we're transporting out that little. I mean, that's a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, but there's no way. That's only like 11 trucks every month are coming in there. I don't think that's the case. Um, but you can kind of see that. Okay, so I mean, taking a look at some of these cities here, like this city has obviously gotten huge now. It's 16,000 population. When it started, it was around 3,000. This one's up to 7,000. So we're clearly gaining size in all these cities and stuff like that. It's quite interesting that they're growing here, but not anything over here, where I gave them all that free road to develop at as well. And there's a bus stop over there. It's not like there's nothing over there either. That's the weird thing about it. These cities down here growing. This one most notably, definitely growing. This one here growing very big as well. I don't need much. I haven't really needed to do much down here. This one's been mostly self-sufficient. It's growing honestly also the fastest. I mean, it's not growing the fastest, but I mean it's already at 9,000, and I really haven't been putting too much effort into this one, so that's interesting. Um, these all have grown. Both of these are growing. I don't know what these were at, but those were in the low hundreds. Both of them when we first started here as well. This one here, I don't even. I think that was like 1,100 when I started there, and then these two were both in the low 2,000s. And again, I barely touched these guys, and they're just growing just fine, without any help from me. And if we turn back on these, like they still got plenty of passengers at all these locations here. Um, so I don't know necessarily how else we can get um, what's going on, but I mean like all those passengers are trying to come up here. Once they get to here, they go to my head anyways, and then that's it. But for some reason, I'm struggling to keep my head here actually up. Yep. Well, so that's basically our problem now is in our main city, that, like I said, starting in a corner was going to be an issue of, because in this corner here, I am limited to nothing north of me or to the right of me, basically, um, which is unfortunate. But I think that's where we're gonna call it today. It's been 27 years now. Um, that our company has grown for. We are now worth $3.3 million. Our airplane business, like I said, I wasn't really trying to make money off of that. But again, in the 2 years that it's really been running full operational, it's made me 80 grand, which is already paid for almost one plane, anyways. So give that another 3 years, and the whole plane, all the planes would have paid themselves off, and I'm not even doing anything. I don't have to micromanage that, nothing. And in reality, if I wanted to, I could expand that so much more. And in the next couple of months, I could be making way more off of those aircraft than I am off of road vehicles. Again, I'm not saying don't do airplanes. Obviously, that's super simple. Airplanes, one of the easiest things you can do with. It's so hard to mess up on airplanes. As long as you're not telling them to go across the map, you'll be fine. Um, keep them short distances, stuff like that. Airplanes just so easy. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna try to get this up to road vehicles up to 1 million before I end this series. Um, we'll see how that works out. But again, I'm at this point though. Now we're pretty much just sticking straight to road vehicles. Again, those airplanes I threw in there just to kind of show everybody how simple it was. Alrighty, guys, thank you, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.